Hi, Glenn Phillips here with Beach Homes Realty at beach-homes.com. So today I want to talk to you about 4 expensive mistakes made by beach home buyers. Very expensive. If you're thinking about buying, don't make these mistakes. All right, the first mistake's actually got several parts. Lack of due diligence. Hey, I know you're excited. You want to buy this home. We'll be all okay. But there's several things of due diligence that come back to haunt people when they buy that home, and it becomes very expensive. So a home inspection. You know, there could be things that you just can't tell. It's worth it to make that investment. If a home inspection costs, $300, $400, even $500, and it finds a $10,000 problem with the property, what a deal. And if it doesn't, you often get a little guide about how you can best take care of your property. Next one is a survey. Yes, even in the beach. Now, does this affect condos as much? Not necessarily, but in these properties, particularly if it's older properties at the beach, there can be myths about where the property line is. Oh, it's where the fence is. Do you know that? What if somebody's built some kind of utility building and it's on the property line? It's been that way forever. Driveways, where somebody parked and they sort of encroached on another property. Where is that line? Over and over, people buy a property, they assume something's there until something changes. Maybe you think the empty lot next door, part of that's your property, and then somebody comes in and builds on it, and they actually own it and you didn't know it. A geologic report. Think about beach. We're building on sandy soil here, even it goes down to bed. What is the situation on which this property is built? Is it stable, particularly if you deal with storms and other types of things over time? And that can shift and really change over time. A clear title. You want to buy title insurance or have it purchased on the property. This guarantees that the property being sold to you can be sold by that entity and it doesn't have liens and claims. Folks, right now, one of the biggest scams in real estate has to do with people deceivingly selling property that's not theirs. And without title research, you don't know. You just don't. There's a whole other host of things, but getting that title insurance guarantees that. And it seems like, oh, I'm sure they're good folks. In fact, there's even problems with people selling property they think they have clear title to because they didn't get title, and it turns out somebody shows up that's from a chain further past that actually has a claim to that property. You can't sell property you don't own. You can't buy property from somebody who doesn't really own it. Big mess. The next thing is beach regulations. Don't just presume because, hey, I like to show up, like to run on the beach with my dog. Is that allowed at that beach? What about public access? Can people come through near your property? Are there easements? Understand what the regulations are in your community, your town. Almost every beach has some regulations, and who makes those decisions so that you'll understand once you get the property, they could change. All this is due diligence that you fail to do almost always cause you at least pain in time, often in money. The next costly mistake is forgetting to consider maintenance. Come on, we're at the beach. It's salty air. Things rust. It's a corrosive environment. It's a lot of fun, but there's extra maintenance cost. If you've never owned a property at the beach, this is not the same type of maintenance that you have on your home in the suburbs in the interior part of the country. So it's okay, just plan for it. The people who've been there a while know this is part of their cost of owning the property, part of getting that opportunity to live in such a dream environment. The fourth mistake is failing to research insurance cost. In many areas of the country, these things have increased greatly in the last few years. And if you've never bought in these markets, you may not understand the cost of insurance for these. Just assuming, well, it's a home, I'll just get insurance like I did at my home in the suburbs outside the big city in the interior part of the country. There's real difference in the cost of insurance in these coastal waterfront areas. And the fourth thing you need to understand is getting a real estate agent that's not a beach expert can really be costly because they're going to know a lot of these things and be versed in it and understand and speak fluently. That people who've not done that kind of property, if they're only used to interior of the country primary real estate, may not even know the questions to ask to help guide you through the process. It doesn't mean they don't mean well, they just lack the experience. So not getting an expert in beach real estate, not just somebody who says, I want to sell there. People who've had deal flow, who've done these a number of times, can be a very costly mistake. You want to be well guided through the process of buying that home. And so don't make these 4 expensive mistakes when you're buying your dream beach home. Hope this information has been helpful. You can visit beach-homes.com, see tens of thousands of beach properties that are for sale right now. Use these tips to avoid expensive mistakes in buying one. Find your dream home. Also, you can find real estate agents, both the ones on the site and others that we work with across the country to guide you through the process to avoid the expensive mistakes. Hope this is helpful and have a great day. For more information, be sure to check out beach-homes.com.